friends! Today we are making vegan babka with pumpkin instead of chocolate. It's so healthy and has half the calories, a third of the fats and 5 times fewer sugars than regular babka. Let's get started. We'll need only a few natural ingredients. Some of this pumpkin, almond milk, maple syrup instead of pesky white sugar, a mix of plain and wholemeal flour for extra fibers, dry yeast, potato or cornstarch, and canola oil instead of butter. Let's start by slicing the pumpkin, removing the seeds, chopping it, and removing the skin. We'll need 380 grams or 13 ounces of pumpkin flesh, which we'll roast in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 355 degrees Fahrenheit in static mode for 40 minutes. Meanwhile, get the yeast, mix it with a little white flour and a splash of lukewarm almond milk. This process is called blooming the yeast. If the yeast doubles in size in a couple of minutes, then it works well. If it doesn't, you still have time to go and buy some. Now, let's mix the plain flour and the wholemeal flour. Then, pour the remaining lukewarm almond milk, the oil, and the yeast mixture. Give everything a good mix and then start kneading it with your hands or with a bread making machine for 10 minutes. Be thorough here, as good kneading will make it easier to shape the babka braids later on and keep them from cracking. The dough should be compact and pliable, similar to bread dough. Place the dough into a lightly greased bowl. Cover it with cling film and let it proof for 50 minutes. Look how much it will grow after 50 minutes. It should have doubled in size. Let's work on the pumpkin filling for a vegan babka now. Once the pumpkin is done baking, it should be soft and easy to mash. Mash it with a fork or blitz it in a blender until smooth. Next, add the maple syrup, cinnamon, and starch. Stir everything until you get a firm pumpkin cream. Now the fun part, assembling our babka. We are using a 23 by 13 cm tin. We will use a 33 by 23 cm baking paper as a guideline to make sure a babka fits into the tin. Flatten the dough over the baking paper. If you have a bigger or smaller tin, adjust the size of the baking paper and the overall ingredients proportionally. Make sure you leave some space at the edges. Now, spread the pumpkin puree, once again leaving some space at the edges. Spread the puree thinly at the long edge opposite to your hands, so that the filling won't ooze out during rolling. Okay, now, starting at the long edge, roll the dough into a tight log, helping yourself with the baking paper. Then, position the roll in the middle of the paper with the seam facing down. You can add a bit of flour on the baking paper if you want. Next, cut the roll in half. Move the bottom length closer to you and turn it so that the filling faces up. Move the other length diagonally and turn it up as well. Now, grab the bottom length and place it over the other to make an X. Weave the two lengths on one side of the X into a braid and then do the same on the other side. Then repeat, but this time tuck the ends under to close off the braid. Now, gently compress the babka if necessary to make sure it fits into the tin. Finally, grab the baking paper edges and ease the babka into the tin. You just went through the tricky part. Well done! Now, leave the babka to prove for 30 minutes. Once ready, you can optionally brush it with vegan egg wash, a mix of oil, almond milk and maple. Check the description for the ratios. Finally, bake the babka at 180 degrees Celsius or 355 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 to 50 minutes. Once baked, leave it to cool down on a rack and optionally brush it with some maple syrup for extra flavor. Well done once again! You just made super healthy vegan babka without using any sugar, eggs or butter. You are going to love it! If you like this kind of super healthy recipes, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We specialize in allergen-free and diet-friendly recipes. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye!